So let's talk about Germany. Picture this. It's 2016, and this absolute giant of industry, a manufacturing powerhouse, is looking at the future and realizing the game is about to change completely. So they created this massive plan, the Digital Strategy 2025. And today, we're going to tear that whole thing down and see what it was all about, this high-stakes race Germany knew it had to win. And just a quick note, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, share and like my videos. The information in the video is compiled from open sources. Thank you. This quote right here from the head of Germany's Engineering Association, it just nails it. This isn't just about writing code or building apps. No, this is about transforming the very heart of the German economy. It's about turning its engineers, its factories, its entire industrial base into the ones mining the new gold, which is data. You can feel how high the stakes were. And that brings us to Section 1, A New Race Begins. You know, the strategy document doesn't pull any punches. The message is simple, and it's brutal. This is a sprint, not a marathon. The fastest is going to win, and everyone else gets left behind. And what I love about this is just how direct it is. Think about it. The Industrial Revolution, that happened over a lifetime, over generations. But the digital revolution, that can happen in a few years, sometimes even a few months. And the strategy understood that if you're not the one setting the standards, if you're not the one building the platforms first, then you're just going to be a customer. The race was on for sure. So this leads right into our next big idea, redefining Made in Germany. How do you take that legendary seal of quality, that reputation for the world's best engineering, and make it mean something in the digital age? That was the core question. The answer, the big buzzword, was Industry 4.0. So what is it? Just think of a factory that's alive. It's where a digital design, a 3D model, can almost instantly become a physical product. It's where machines are constantly talking to each other, optimizing everything on the fly. It's about completely erasing the line between the virtual and the real. And listen, this wasn't just some fantasy from a government office. The biggest players in German industry, like Siemens, were all in. This quote shows you that the people at the very top understood this wasn't just a nice to have. It was about survival. It was about leading the next revolution, not just participating in it. But the vision, it was so much bigger than just the factory. The strategy was about creating smart networks for everything. We're talking about a smart energy grid that prevents blackouts, intelligent traffic systems that eliminate jams, connected healthcare, online education. The goal was to build a totally networked, incredibly efficient nation from the ground up. Okay, which brings us to the tough part. Section 3, the sobering reality check. Because, you know, it's one thing to have this incredible vision, but the plan was also brutally honest about the mountains Germany had to climb to get there. First up, the infrastructure. I mean, to make all those smart factories and smart cities work, you need speed. Not just fast internet, but insane, real-time, gigabit speed. And the price tag for rolling out a nationwide fiber optic network to do that? A jaw-dropping 100 billion euros. That's a huge number to wrap your head around. And then there was the money problem. Specifically, money for new ideas. This slide is a real eye-opener. It shows how much of the economy was being invested in startups. And wow, the US was investing almost 10 times more than Germany. That's not just a gap, that's a chasm. It meant the next big digital idea was way more likely to come from Silicon Valley than from Berlin. And you could see the results of these gaps in the data. Look at patents for the Internet of Things, for big data. Europe and Germany were falling behind. And this wasn't just about bragging rights. It meant Germany was on track to pay other countries for the very technology it needed to build its own future. They weren't just in a race to build, they were in a race to invent. So, you've got these huge challenges. What do? Well, that takes us to Section 4, Germany's digital blueprint. They didn't just point out the problems, they laid out a clear plan of attack to solve them. And here it is, the roadmap. It's basically a forefront war. First, bring the existing industrial core into the 21st century. Second, spark a brand new era for startups. Third, completely overhaul education for a digital world. And fourth, create one central agency to act as the quarterback for the whole thing. So let's start with that core. The plan put a huge focus on Germany's famous Mittelstand, all those small and medium-sized businesses. I mean, these companies are the absolute backbone of the German economy, but a lot of them just didn't have the cash or the know-how to go digital. So the goal was to give them the support they needed to join the Industry 4.0 revolution. And to fix that venture capital problem, they got specific. They planned for things like a €500 million fund just for growing tech companies. But more than that, they wanted to create a new culture, pushing the old industrial giants to team up with fast-moving startups. The idea was to mix that old-school industrial power with new-school digital innovation. And who was going to steer this giant ship? That was the job of the proposed digital agency. The whole point was to have one central place to cut through the red tape, to push the agenda forward in government, and to be the single point of contact for this entire national project. It was meant to be the strategic brain for Germany's digital future. And that brings us to our final section, an unwritten final chapter, because we have to keep reminding ourselves this was a plan from 2016, and in the tech world, that feels like a century ago. A lot has happened. This timeline really puts it in perspective, right? The plan laid out these goals, these milestones, all leading up to 2025. Things like the big spectrum auctions in 2020 to raise money for that fiber network. And here we are, right on the doorstep of that final target year. And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? This plan was written before the AI boom really exploded, before all the massive shifts in global politics, and before a pandemic literally changed the way the entire world works. So, can a blueprint from 2016 really be the right map for today's world? And really, that's what it all boils down to. The Digital Strategy 2025 was absolutely brilliant in identifying the single most important factor, speed. It saw the problems and it proposed real solutions. But the ultimate question, the one that's still being answered today, is whether a country known for careful planning can overcome its own risk aversion and actually move fast enough to win the very race it so perfectly described.